Hello everyone and welcome back to Cute Crochet. My name is Sri and in today's video I am going to show you how to crochet this beautiful flower coaster that turns into a flower pot. This is an intermediate level project. To make this, you'll need two different color yarn for the flowers. I have taken a light and dark version of the same color, green for the leaves and white for the base of the coaster. For the pot you'll need some brown yarn. For tools you'll need a crochet hook, that is the recommended hook size for your yarn, and a pair of scissors. So let's get started. I'm going to start with this yellow 4-ply yarn, and with it I'm going to use a 4mm crochet hook, which is the recommended hook size. I'm going to start by making a magic circle. To do that, wrap your yarn up and over your finger like so, forming a cross in the front. Then insert your hook underneath the cross. Take the yarn from the other side and pull through. Again yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook. This is the magic circle that we are going to work into. Now chain 4. This will act as our first double crochet and chain 1. Then I am going to make a double crochet into the magic circle. To make a double crochet, yarn over, then go into the magic circle and pull up a loop. You will have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops only. Then again yarn over and pull through the remaining 2 loops on your hook. That's our first double crochet. Chain 1 and again double crochet in the magic circle. Yarn over, go into the magic circle and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. We will continue to make chain 1 and double crochet 9 more times for 12 double crochets and 12 chain 1 spaces in total. After making 12 double crochets, you can pull on this tail to cinch the magic circle completely closed. Then make one last chain and slip stitch into the third chain of the first chain 4 to join, and this brings us to the end of round 1. At the end of round 1, you will have 12 double crochets and 12 chain 1 spaces. After this, I am going to change colors. So chain 1 and fasten off for this color. Then bring in your second color, which is white in my case. Wrap your yarn on your crochet hook like so. Then go into any one of the chain 1 spaces from the previous round and make a slip stitch to join the yarn. You can do this anywhere. I just prefer to do it anywhere other than where we just fastened off. This will join the new yarn nicely. Bring that yarn tail to the back because we are going to work over it. Now chain 3 to start. This will act as our first double crochet. Then make one more double crochet into the same chain 1 space. Chain 1 as a spacer. Then making sure to work over this tail, make 2 double crochets into the next chain 1 space. Again chain 1, 2 double crochets into the next chain 1 space. We will continue like this all the way around. Chain 1 and then 2 double crochets into the next chain 1 space. I am going to finish the round and meet back up with you. Here I am at the end of round 2. As you can see, I worked over all of the yarn tails at the back. In the end, chain 1 and slip stitch into the third chain of the first chain 3 to join, and this brings us to the end of round 2. At the end of round 2, you will have 24 double crochets and 12 chain 1 spaces. For round 3, we will slip stitch over to the next chain 1 space. For that, slip stitch into the next double crochet and then into the next chain 1 space. Chain 3 to start. This will act as our first double crochet. Then make 2 more double crochets into the same chain 1 space. Chain 1 as a spacer, then make 3 double crochets into the next chain 1 space. Continue repeating like this, chain 1 and then 3 double crochets into the next chain 1 space all the way around. At the end of the round, chain 1 and then slip stitch on top of the third chain of the first chain 3 to join. Now we are done with the white color yarn, so chain 1 and fasten off, leaving a long enough tail for weaving in. At the end of round 3, you will have 36 double crochets and 12 chain 1 spaces. For round 4, bring in your green yarn and start by making a slip knot. Then go into any one of the chain 1 spaces from the previous round and make a single crochet. Chain 4. Then skip the next double crochet and single crochet into the second double crochet. Again chain 4. Skip the next double crochet and single crochet into the next chain 1 space. We will continue to repeat like this, chain 4, single crochet into the second double crochet. Again chain 4 and single crochet into the next chain 1 space. Continue repeating like this all the way around. Here I am at the end of round 4. In the end, chain 4 and then slip stitch into the first single crochet to join. At the end of round 4, you will have 24 chain 4 loops. For round 5, slip stitch into the next chain 4 space. Chain 3 to start. This will act as our first double crochet. Bring this yarn tail over and work over it as you go. Now make 5 more double crochets into the same chain 4 space for 6 double crochets in total. These 6 double crochets will form the calyx of the flowers. Then chain 2. In the next chain 4 space, make a double crochet. Then make a picot. For that, chain 2. Then slip stitch into the second chain from the hook. Then make another double crochet into that same chain 4 space. This is meant to look sort of like a leaf. Chain 2 and then into the next chain 4 space make 6 double crochets. Again chain 2. In the next chain 4 space, double crochet, picot, double crochet. Chain 2 and then 6 double crochets into the next chain 4 space. Continue repeating this pattern all the way around. At this point, the coaster will no longer be flat. That's completely normal. I'll finish this round and meet back up with you. Here I'm at the end of round 5. In the end, chain 2 and then slip stitch into that third chain of the first chain 3 to join. At the end of round 5, you will have 12 leaves and 12 6 double crochets for the calyxes. Now we are done with our green color yarn, so chain 1 and fasten off, leaving a long enough tail for weaving in. On the next round, we are going to make the flowers. They are going to go on top of these 6 double crochets. Bring in a color you want to use for the flowers. Wrap it on your crochet hook like so. Then go in the space in between the first 2 double crochets. So right here, in there make a slip stitch to join the yarn. Make sure that you are not going into any one of the stitches but in between. Chain 3 to start. This will act as the first double crochet. Then bring this yarn tail to the back. We are going to work over it. In that same space, make 3 more double crochets, so 4 in total. Then take the loop of your crochet hook and onto your finger. Insert your hook into the third chain of the first chain 3. Take the loop back on your crochet hook and pull it through. This will create the first popcorn stitch. Chain 1 to lock the stitches in place. Then in between the next 2 double crochets, working over this tail, we are going to make 4 double crochets. After making 4 double crochets, take the loop off your hook and onto your finger. Insert your hook into the first double crochet. Take the loop back on your hook and pull it through. That's our second popcorn stitch. Chain 1. Continue making popcorns like this in the spaces in between the rest of the double crochets. You will have 5 popcorns in total. After making the last popcorn stitch, chain 1 and turn your work. Then make a slip stitch in the chain space in between the first 2 popcorns. This will be the bottom part of the flower. Now we are going to make the petals. Start by making a chain 2. This does not count as a stitch. Then in that same chain 1 space, make a double crochet. Chain 3. Then slip stitch at the base of the double crochet, going under these 2 loops right here. This will create one petal. We will make one more petal in that same chain 1 space. Make one more double crochet in that same space. Chain 3 and slip stitch at the base of the double crochet. There will be 2 petals in every chain 1 space. Go over to the next chain 1 space and make a double crochet. Chain 3 and slip stitch at the base of the double crochet. Make one more petal in the same space. Continue making 2 petals like this in each of the remaining 3 chain 1 spaces. Here I finished making all 10 petals. This is what the top of the flower should look like. In the end, slip stitch into the first double crochet to join. Then chain 1 and fasten off, leaving a little bit of a tail for weaving in. Continue making flowers like this on top of each of the 6 double crochets. I'll alternate between the 2 colors. Here I finished making all 12 flowers. To weave in the yarn tail, I am using a smaller crochet hook. Simply go under a couple of the stitches and pull the yarn tail through. That's it for the coaster. For the pot, bring in your brown yarn. I am using the same crochet hook, but you can use a smaller one if you want the pot to be sturdier. Start by making a magic circle. Chain 3 to start. This will act as the first double crochet. Then make 11 double crochets into the magic circle for a total of 12 double crochets including the first chain 3. After making 12 double crochets, you can pull on this tail to cinch the magic circle completely closed, and this brings us to the end of round 1. In the end, slip stitch into the third chain of the first chain 3 to join. For round 2, chain 3 to start to act as the first double crochet. Then make one more double crochet in that same stitch. We will continue to make 2 double crochets into each stitch all the way around. Here I am at the end of the round. I finished making 2 double crochets in every stitch. It might look like there is an extra stitch there, but it is a fake stitch that is created due to the slip stitch earlier. We are not going to work into it. Then slip stitch into the third chain of the first chain 3 to join. At the end of round 2, you will have 24 double crochets. For round 3, chain 3 to start. Then in the next stitch, make 2 double crochets. In the next stitch, 1 double crochet. In the next stitch, 2 double crochets. Continue to repeat this sequence, 1 double crochet, then 2 double crochets, again 1 double crochet, then 2 double crochets all the way around. Here I am at the end of round 3. You will have 36 double crochets all the way around. Slip stitch into the third chain of the first chain 3. For round 4, chain 3 to start. In the next stitch, make 1 double crochet. In the next stitch, 2 double crochets. Then make 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. In the next stitch, 2 double crochets. Continue repeating this sequence, 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches and then 2 double crochets in one stitch all the way around. At the end of round 4, you will have 48 double crochets all the way around. Slip stitch into the third chain of the first chain 3 to join. Now the base of the pot is complete. For round 5, chain 3 to start. This will act as the first double crochet. Round 5 will be worked in the back loops only. If you look at the stitch, they have a front loop and a back loop. Only go under the back loop. In the back loops, make 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way around. Here I am at the end of round 5. Slip stitch into the third chain of the first chain 3. For round 6, chain 3 to start. For round 6, 7 and 8. So for 3 rounds, we are going to simply make 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way around, keeping the stitch count constant at 48. I am going to finish these 3 rounds and meet back up with you. Here I finished picking up to round 8. For round 9, we are going to work in the front loops only. Start by making 3 chains to act as the first double crochet. Then in the front loops only, make 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way around. Here I am at the end of round 9. Round 9 was our last round. Slip stitch into the third chain of the first chain 3. Then cut the excess yarn and fasten off, leaving a long enough tail for weaving in. I'll show you how to make this join look seamless. Skip the next stitch and in the next stitch come in from the back and bring that yarn tail to the back. Then from the back, go under only the back loop of the slip stitch and then pull the yarn through. This will create a fake stitch on top of the real stitch, and now you can't even tell where we join. Using a smaller crochet hook, bring the yarn tail to the outside and then weave it in. To finish up the pot, fold over the last round and then flatten the bottom so that it can sit flat. Now fold your coaster into quarters and stick it in your pot, and your beautiful flower pot is complete. I hope you guys like this video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.